A historical thriller about a midwife in the 1780s? Pfft, who would read that? I did. And you should too. Hi, I'm Amanda, and this is Spineless Books, your one-stop shop for all things audiobook. I heard about Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon from two trusted sources, and as I usually do, I dove in... Get it? Dove in? Frozen River? That doesn't really work. Anyway, as I usually do, I dove in without much knowledge of what the book was about, and it turns out the main character is a midwife in the 1780s. Now, that may have immediately turned me off, but I heard it was really good, so I stuck with it, and it didn't take very long to get into it. I was gripped pretty much right away. Now, it reminds me a little bit of Kristen Hanna's style, but I found this even more engaging. So yeah, Edge of My Seat, a book that follows Martha Ballard as she delivers babies? Sure. But it really was. There were moments in this book that were just about Martha Ballard's life that were so interesting to me that I was shocked that I was enjoying them as much as I was. But I was. Martha Ballard had a really unique position in that, as a midwife, she was considered a medical professional. So that gave her more voice than most of the women around her had, especially in the legal system, because Martha Ballard provided witness and record of many of the parentages of births in her county, and she was also able to preside over deaths and all kinds of things, and most women had no voice in court at that time. So she really turned out to be someone pivotal in history, because guess what? She's real. There really was a Martha Ballard. And while this book is fiction, it's based on real events. Now, Lawhon is not the first person to write a book about Martha Ballard, but when she learned about her, she saw this opportunity to take this story and really focus on one aspect of it. Most of the book is centered around a trial, and that trial really did happen. Now, Ballard was very unusual in that she kept an intense diary, and a lot of what we know about midwives in the 1780s, particularly in Maine, comes from the records that she kept because her records were diligent. I absolutely love the character development in this book. Martha Ballard is such a cool character, and she's so intriguing, and I loved her relationship with her husband as well. There was really genuine dialogue, and Ballard self-reflects on the relationship often in the book, and I just found myself on the edge of my seat about things that shouldn't even be thrilling, but Lawhon makes them thrilling. When I got to the end of the book, which don't worry, I won't spoil, I was texting my friend who had recommended it and had read it a play-by-play. Oh my god, this just happened. Whoa, that's going on. Holy crap, what's next? It was so intense, and I kind of just had to talk to somebody about it, and she was laughing at me, of course, with every crazy text that I sent. But it felt cinematic. The descriptions were so vivid that I really, really felt like I was watching something, which was crazy because there was absolutely nothing in front of me. The conclusion to this book was spot on. I was so excited and so thrilled. I really haven't read a book that got me that energized in a long time, and I was impressed by how this author took something that is effectively a bland part of history and made it come alive and made it feel modern and real and true, and it was so fun, even though it was a little crazy. The audiobook was narrated by Jane Oppenheimer. She's got a great classic-sounding voice to represent a midwife in the 1780s, but she also had an incredible emotional range. Now, I think there are a lot of narrators who read parts of books with extreme emotion, but she had an intensity and a thoroughness to her emotion throughout the entire book. It didn't matter what the scene was, where it was taking place, but it went from 0 to 60 and everywhere in between. She treated each moment with the appropriate amount of emotion. That's really hard to do consistently. I think a lot of people pick passages to really focus on, but she was intense, emotional, really just real, if that makes sense. And it had a polished quality to it, but it felt totally authentic. So would I recommend A Frozen River? Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. If you like historical fiction, yes. If you like history, yes. If you like fiction, yes. If you like thrillers, yes. If you like weird periods of time in women's history, yes. It kind of doesn't matter. You should read this book. I really think it's one of the better books I've read this year. It was thrilling, it was exciting, and it had me on the edge of my seat, and it was true. Pretty much. Liberties were taken. But remember, you might love what I hate and hate what I love, so make your own opinion. But thanks for listening to mine. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.